Hello, Gemini. This is Carrie from Celestial Forecasts. How are you guys? This is your bonus reading for the second half of October. So thank you guys for being here and for tuning in. General reading, as always, Gemini, it's not going to resonate with every single person. So please do take from this reading whatever makes sense for you and whatever resonates and release the rest. If you are interested in a private reading, that information is down below in the description box. And I'll also have a list of all of the card decks that I typically use for my readings, guys, all right? So as you can see, I've got a couple of card decks in front of me. These are both by Flames of Alchemy. Fairly new decks for me, and I absolutely love them. So the first one, as you can see, is Divine Masculine, and the second counterpart deck is Divine Feminine. So these are the two focus card decks that I'll be using to start off this reading for you, Gemini. And we're just focused on energies, not so much gender specific. So it could be male or female, even though it does say Divine Masculine. We're just focusing on energies at this time. All right, guys? So let's get started and let's see what messages I can pull for you for this bonus reading, Gemini. So angels and spirit guides, please, for Gemini at this time for this bonus reading. Let's grab a focus message for you. And it is a timeless reading, Gemini, so whenever you're guided to tune in and watch. Elusive. All right, so I've got a Divine Masculine who's elusive, might be making himself unavailable, just very difficult to get a hold of, difficult to find, trying to avoid certain things from happening or just facing certain aspects of his life. Okay, I am saying him, his, that's just how I tap into Divine Masculine energy. But again, guys, it is just energy. It could be male or female. All right, so we're now going to see from the Divine Feminine card deck what needs to be communicated here at this time for this reading. What's going on with the Divine Feminine here? Positive body image, very interesting. Out of all the cards that I could have pulled, I just did a reading for Libra, and that exact Divine Feminine card came forward. So if you happen to be a cross watcher, or Gemini, if you've got Libra in your chart and you happen to be resonating with Divine Feminine energy, positive body image, you know, this is coming through, especially when somebody actually has the opposite going on, where you're just being very nitpicky with yourself, standing in front of a mirror and just not being very kind towards yourself in regard to how you see yourself from a physical standpoint. It could be somebody made you feel that way or said something very negative. Somebody could have been almost like a bully and trying to make you feel less than, trying to get you to see yourself in a very different light. And it's coming through here from the angels to let you know that you're perfect just the way you are. There's absolutely nothing that you need to change about yourself, even from a physical standpoint. Okay? So let's see what needs to come through here for this reading. Let's start off with the Mystic Moon Oracles, guys, and let's go ahead and see what messages need to come through for you, Gemini, for this bonus reading. What messages would you benefit from at this time, and why is my Divine Masculine being elusive here? We've got compromise that's already coming through. So there's either the need for compromise or there was a lack of compromise in the connection in the relationship. Ascending. Okay, beautiful card. So when ascending comes through, whatever challenges you and this person, Gemini, are going through, I feel here that there is a possibility of working on those challenges so that you guys can move forward from that and welcome in a different chapter in your life. Whenever I see this card, you know, I can't help but notice that there is the image of that very bright sun shining at the very top of that card. The sun in traditional tarot is beautiful. It's joy and success. It's a great card to come forward, and I can't help but tap into that same type of energy with the ascending card, because this is giving you a reason to see things from a more positive light. And it's interesting how we do have positive body image indicated there. So in regard to those of you resonating with that as well, it's a time for you to see things from a more enlightened point of view, especially for my Divine Feminines, and where you see yourself because sometimes we can stand in front of the mirror and just notice every darn thing about ourselves that we don't like and try to change that and actually look at yourself and see things about you that you love. Change the vibration. All right, let's see what else. We've got family. Some of you guys have family together or talked about creating a family. That's a possibility here. Let's see what else. We've got material world. So if money matters has been challenged at this time, or perhaps either you, Gemini, or the other person, or both of you are just very focused on making money, your jobs, your career, how to bring in more income into the household, that type of thing, especially if you guys share a family. This could also be blended families if you have children from previous relationships. So that compromise card is very important here, especially when it's talking about just more than the two of you, Gemini, if there's a family that is a part of that equation. But, interestingly enough, this is the next card where there is a barrier here, followed by the fall card. So we are in the autumn season, certainly indicative of the fall season here. So not only is that bringing in a time frame for what's happening right now, Gemini, but sometimes when this card comes through, it's also a relationship that may have had challenges during the fall season, or if this is what's happening right now, or it could also be tapping into the energy of a situation or relationship that has fallen down, couldn't sustain itself, couldn't stand up to the pressure of what was going on, especially if there was something or someone that was overwhelming the relationship. Okay, so let's add some tarot to this, Gemini, and let's see what is causing this barrier between you and this person, and why is my divine masculine coming forward with elusive energy? Whenever that card comes through for me, it's somebody that just is trying to avoid the challenges, trying to avoid confrontations, conversations that might get a little bit too deep, and so they're making themselves a little bit scarce at the moment, very difficult to get a hold of, or they might not be answering their phone or not responding to texts, something like that. All right, so this is the Twin Flame Journey Tarot by Mystic Moon. You do not have to identify with a twin flame connection. It's just the name of the card deck. Great, we've got the Ace of Swords. That's your own energy. That is air energy. It could also be Libra or Aquarius. Breakthrough and awareness, Ace of Swords. There's still a potential here for this connection. Ace of Swords brings about victory in a situation, gives it clarity, gives you the power to manifest changes and to move forward, gives you the power to get rid of things like barriers that are keeping you guys apart from each other right now. Interestingly enough, this is the next card, which is the Two of Swords. Stalemate and indecision. So I feel here part of the reason why you guys are at a stalemate is because, again, we've got a divine masculine that's being elusive. So, it's very difficult to create changes in a relationship, in a situation, when the other person isn't there, when they've kind of checked out, whether that's a mental checkout or that's a physical checkout. But I do love this next card. We've got the Chariot, charging ahead. So this stalemate energy might actually just be a temporary thing, because there is beautiful energy coming forward from that Ace of Swords. It does say breakthrough and awareness. So I feel here that this stalemate and indecision energy is just a temporary thing. It's falling right below the Ascending card, which again taps into the Sun energy for me and moving things forward, finally having a way out of challenging times, being able to grab this sword and just break through this barrier that is keeping you guys challenged at the moment. Next card is Three of Cups. Celebration and community is what this card states. And for some of you, with that number 3 indicated there, I can't help but tap into third-party situations for some of you. That could be a part of the reason why we have a barrier that's preventing you from coming back together with this person that you're thinking about. But look at this next card, and I love it. This is the Star card. Universal alignment. One of the best cards that could have ever come through in this reading for you that does tap into Aquarius energy typically, but I include the other air signs with that as well, and you are certainly a part of that, Gemini. This gives you hope now. This is the ability to restore your faith in a situation, in a relationship. There is peace, a sense of peace now that's coming forward here. Enlightenment and the potential to make a particular wish of yours, Gemini, to actually bring that to fruition and make it come true. And if a particular situation has been challenging and it seems like you guys can't work it out, that's what's creating this barrier, and it seems impossible that you guys can actually make things work, the Star allows things to be possible. It gets rid of those barriers. So this is the perfect card to actually fall below that barrier card, because it actually is acting almost like a key to unlock this door that is preventing you from making the changes that need to happen in your relationship, in your life, in your situation. You got to tap into what your gut is telling you here and follow it. That's what is going to help you to manifest things, to reach your goals, whatever they may be. And the Star card is, in regard to relationships, it is a very strong bond, a very magnetic connection, a lot of chemistry, a lot of love between two people. So you got to focus on your faith, focus on the future and what it could bring in for you, what it could actually be like, you know? Because things can work out better than you may have expected if you allow these changes to happen. You have to allow it to happen in order for those things to start coming to fruition. All right, so let's add some romance angels to this, Gemini, and let's see what else needs to come through here. So angels and spirit guides for Gemini for this bonus reading, please. What else do we need to know in love and romance for Gemini? And again, guys, it is a timeless reading, so whenever you are guided to tune in, and hopefully you are able to resonate with the messages. Angels and spirit guides for Gemini, please. What do we need to know? What else do we need to know? Look at this, a wedding. So some of you guys may have actually been married to this person that you might be in separation from. You know, some of you guys, as I indicated earlier, you might have had a family there. And if you guys are not together at this time, it definitely affected the family dynamic. If you guys have young children or if you have blended families, you know, it's affecting more than just yourself, Gemini, and this other person. And if you are able to break free of these barriers that are preventing the changes that are keeping you guys apart, you might actually have a dream come true, a wish come true, by being able to marry this person. If you saw a future with this individual that you have in mind. Bottom of the deck is very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now, and look at the card right after that. Reconciliation, followed by chemistry. Beautiful cards. Some of you, Gemini, will actually have the chance to reconnect, have a reconciliation with this person that you are not with at the moment. Clearly, there's a lot of chemistry between you guys. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. That is what that card says. And I know you feel it. You still feel this draw to this person. They still feel the draw towards you. And if you happen to be divine masculine, there's a reason why maybe you're not ready, or you're unsure or uncertain about how to get this manifesting itself. So rather than trying to create changes or taking that first step to create those changes, I feel for my divine masculines, you're just standing off a little bit, trying to figure things out for yourself. And so in the meantime, you're not ready to talk, you're not ready to interact, you're just making yourself a little bit unavailable. And I have a divine feminine here that's coming through, that's just being very nitpicky with herself. Thinking possibly, am I good enough? Was I good enough? For those who entertained a third party, especially, it's like, was I good enough? Why did they end up having to go for a third party? Was I not attractive enough? Did I not love them right? However, all those negative thoughts enter our minds when we feel that we're just not good enough for somebody. But you are. All right, so let's get a dialogue going here. So I wanted to start off with some unspoken messages by the Volume 1 deck by Fire Witch Tarot. So this says Twin Flame / Soulmate. So however way you resonate with either a twin flame connection or a soulmate connection, or you might not even know, and that's okay. We're just concentrating on the messages that are coming through here. So Gemini, these are either words that you've been wanting to tell this person, or these are things that they've been wanting to say to you. So take it for how it makes sense for your situation. Angels and spirit guides for Gemini, please. What needs to come through here? I can hear your thoughts, telepathy. So you guys are still connecting in the 5D. They still want you. You still want them. I feel it's mutual. And for some of you guys, again, there was a third party situation here. Somebody was attached. The person that you might be thinking about, Gemini, could have already been married, or they're still married. Or they have freed themselves from that connection, from that relationship, and they're now available to welcome in this reconciliation. But you guys are still communicating with each other telepathically, still connecting in the 5D right now. And I feel here that there's nothing more than that you would want rather than to reconnect in the 3D. And it's a potential, it's a possibility here, but you guys have to be on the same page. But right now there is a stalemate energy there. I don't think that that's a permanent thing. I feel eventually you guys are going to move past that and be able to break through this barrier. You do have the Ace of Swords there, which is victory and clarity and the power to be able to manifest the changes that you need to happen in your life. Look at this next card. Magic connection. I can't help but notice the next card. Look at this. Purposely ignoring you. Look at this next one. I hate that you're taken. Oh my gosh. So elusive, we've got a divine masculine, as I mentioned, making themselves a little bit scarce, purposely ignoring you for now. Or it might be you, Gemini, that's purposely ignoring somebody else because you're not sure how to make those changes or take the first step to get things moving here, especially, if you're feeling like, what can I do? You're taken. I still care for you. I still have love for you. There's this amazing chemistry between the two of us. We're still communicating in the 5D. I feel your thoughts telepathically. There's this magical connection between the two of us. You're my wish come true, but at the end of the day, if they're still taken, there's your barrier. There's the barrier. There's that stalemate right there. All right, let's add to this with some volume 2 unspoken messages, because I feel there's more. There's something else that needs to be expressed here between you and this person, Gemini. So it's becoming a little bit clearer as to why there is a barrier there, because this person, for some of you guys, might not be available. It's almost, and I think this came through in a previous reading too, the right kind of love at the wrong time. All right, angels, please bring forward whatever else needs to come through here. What other thoughts, words, feelings, and emotions need to be expressed here, either from you, Gemini, or from the person that you have in mind for this reading. These are unspoken messages, so you guys haven't had the chance to speak these words to each other. This one reads, Spirit is working on me to be at my best for you. And maybe that's why I've got a divine masculine that's being elusive here, you know, purposely ignoring you, or you're ignoring them, depending on how you see this. Because one, as much as you want this reconciliation, you're not ready because you don't know how to tackle it. So you're really still very much in your head maybe about what to say, what to do. Because this is a pretty huge mountain to climb. The next card, this is kind of hard to read, so I'll read it for you guys. It says, I tried to erase you from my mind, but all I got was depressed. I really feel that that's actually kind of mutual. Because you guys are most likely still thinking about each other. Legitimate feelings between the two of you. A pretty magnetic draw that you still feel towards this person, even though you guys are not together. Maybe you've tried to move on, but you couldn't. Tried to stop thinking about them, but you couldn't stop. Look at this next card. I find it difficult to press send in my emails to you, so they've all been drafted. So this could either be you, Gemini, wanting to communicate, or it could be them wanting to communicate, whether it's through text, email, phone call, whatever the case may be. But it just hasn't happened because there's fear here that I feel. There's apprehension, there's hesitation, understandably, because that is what's contributing to this barrier right here. That's what's contributing to the stalemate energy too. And look at this next card, guys. I mean, wow. It says, although we are physically apart, spiritually, I can feel us together. Yeah. You guys can still feel each other's energies. I see that. You've tried to move on. They've tried to move on. Both of you have actually been really unsuccessful in doing that. And maybe part of the reason why I have an elusive divine masculine is because he knows that this is a very difficult situation. Trying to forget, but unable to. Trying to move on, but unable to. And so it creates that barrier stalemate energy, as I mentioned. But we've got an Ace of Swords here that might give you both the power to ascend this situation forward, to get rid of that barrier. If that is an equal desire from both of you, then the star with that wish come true can manifest that somehow. All right, so let's move on. Let's grab some Infinity Oracle by Fire Witch Tarot to add to this. Angels and spirit guides for Gemini, please. What else do we need to know at this time for Gemini, please? It's like the mentality of, you know, like star-crossed lovers, that type of thing. And I think this came through in Virgo as well. Freedom. Whether that freedom is wanted or unwanted, it depends on how you perceive that. Because sometimes when we have to set something or someone free, it's not necessarily something that you want to remove from your life. And I feel that that's what's going on here. That either they set you free, Gemini, or you had to set them free as a result of this whole third-party situation for some of you guys. But I'm really tapping into the energy here that you want them back. What else, please, for Gemini? For this bonus reading, please, angels and spirit guides. Yeah, see that? Damn. Okay, so barrier and blocked. It's very difficult to penetrate this. It's not impossible, again, because the star card is here, creating what seems to be impossible and making it more possible. So if you both want to be able to move that mountain, you can do it. Look at this next card, guys. Do you see that? It's soulmates. That's why it's so hard for you guys to stop thinking about each other, because you're ultimately drawn to each other still. Energetically, you guys are soulmates. Even if you guys never come back together again, you're still going to be soulmates. This is somebody that I feel, Gemini, that may occupy a piece of your heart for the rest of your life. Even though the reconciliation card is here, it's not for everyone. It really depends on how badly you want it and how badly they want it. Because if it's there, if the desire is there mutually, you guys can create enough force here to implement those changes. All right, so let's add to this with some signs from Spirit, Love Oracle. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Gemini. Please bring it forward for me, for Gemini, for this bonus reading, please, angels and spirit guides. What else do we need to know for this reading? Blue. Very tranquil color. Serenity, tranquility, and peace. Yes. You can have peace in your heart. And it's different for everybody what that represents. Sometimes finding serenity and tranquility and peace in ourselves and in our lives and in our heart is making peace with a situation. Sometimes it doesn't manifest in the way we want it to. Sometimes, you know, for some of you guys, you might just have to accept that there is this barrier here for a reason. You had that time with this person when you guys spent time together and you were connecting in the 3D. And, you know, perhaps that chapter has ended. But I feel here that there are those of you guys who are willing to manifest truly that reconciliation, because the draw towards this person is just too darn strong. But in order for that to manifest the way you're wanting it, Gemini, the third party element to this whole situation, that needs to be eliminated. And if the other person is willing to release that, then you've got that barrier and blocked energy removed. Or really, whoever is attached. It could be you, Gemini, but I'm feeling here more so it's the person that you're thinking about for this reading. Bottom of the deck is apron and service. To me, this taps into those who are looking for a job. Maybe it's taken you a while to find a job, and finally here it is. You know, going back to this material world card where some of you guys might be challenged financially or tapped out. living paycheck to paycheck for some of you guys. So this is actually a good thing because it's bringing forward the potential of improving your finances, your income. Again, this is indicative of those of you who are working in service. And some of you guys might actually have a job where you are required to wear an apron. Okay, so that's for some of you. All right, so that's coming through. Let me set that aside and let's go ahead and grab some Lover's Oracle here. Angels and spirit guides, please, for Gemini. Please bring forward some additional messages for this reading, for this bonus reading for Gemini. And let me grab this bottom of the deck. All right, do you see that? Sexual union. Honor the place in one another where you are one eternal soul, for there you will find true bliss. This is coming through for those of you guys who had, of course, connected in a physical sense, had a very sexual relationship with this person that you are more than likely in separation from, because we've got that reconciliation card. So you're not together. Again, going back to that chemistry. They still think about you. You guys are coming forward as soulmates here in this reading. All right, so this next card here for you, Gemini, it reads, the past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. So the question is, Gemini, and of course it is different for every person tuning in. What is this path? What is it presenting to you? Because this ascending card is basically your ticket to the ride to ascend your life forward, so that it could take you onto a completely different path to bring in these possibilities that want to come in for you. And for some of you guys, those new possibilities brings you towards reconciliation with the person that you're thinking about for this reading. Because again, it might seem impossible right now, but you've got the Star card telling you it's not so impossible after all. The next card after that reads, deep in your heart, you already know the answer. Do what feels right. Do what feels right, Gemini, and you can't go wrong. If it feels right to you, then it's right. Follow your instincts. Yeah, that's what I'm gravitating towards for that particular message. All right, let's add to this with some healing cards. Angel healing messages. Please bring it forward for Gemini at this time. But yeah, reconciliation, chemistry. We've got the Soulmates card coming forward. Healing messages for Gemini, please. It's not impossible, guys, if you put in the effort. We've got nature coming through. And believe it or not, here we go again. Bottom of the deck is freedom. Second reference to freedom. You know, so it's trying to grab your attention here, Gemini, and it's time to pay attention. Set yourself free from what is holding you back from going after what it is that you want in your life, whether that's got something to do with a particular person you have in mind, somebody that you feel is your soulmate, or it could be something else in relation to a different aspect of your life that needs attention. And if you're feeling stuck, or if you're feeling stagnant energy, or your heart is just no longer in it, you know, break free. Claim your freedom. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to be there if you don't want to be. Nature for me is just a reminder for those of you who tend to be cooped up in your house or tend to be cooped up at work all the time. Haven't had a whole lot of time to just relax and chill and just enjoy the day outside. You know, that's what this is telling me, that you need a little bit of that to de-stress, to figure things out for your life. Enjoy the sun. Okay. So yeah, second reference to freedom. That's something that you definitely need to pay attention to, Gemini, okay? So what does freedom mean to you, and what part of your life is holding you back from claiming that freedom for yourself? So only you can answer that question. All right, so let's close out this reading, guys, with When Spirit Speaks. This is by Heather Fallona, Medium on a Mission. Let's see what else we can grab. Some final messages here for you, Gemini. So angels and spirit guides, please bring it forward. If you want it bad enough, you can get rid of that barrier and blocked energy. Evolving. Bottom card is willpower, the solar plexus chakra, and I do love this next card, which is healing, because it's so needed here. So the situation, as this card states, is evolving. It's not going to stay where it is. It's changing. But you can't rush those changes either, Gemini. It's got to go at its own pace. I don't think that you will be in that Two of Swords energy for long. You know, we do have the fall energy that is coming through here by way of a time frame. We are in the fall season, so I feel here that that's just a part of the cycle that you're in. And possibly once we enter the winter season, things might actually be shifting and evolving even further in regard to this relationship. You might actually reach out or even hear from this person. But yeah, at the end of the day, exercise your willpower. Find balance in your solar plexus. And start the healing process in your heart, in your life. Because this is not an easy situation at all to deal with. And with our willpower, the solar plexus chakra, that does tap into some sort of imbalance there. Taps into the words, I can. And sometimes if we're not believing in ourselves enough to know that we can do something, we can manifest something, we can remove the barriers and blockages in our life, you know, that just comes about with positive thinking and changing our perspective a little bit. And the solar plexus is fire energy. So for some of you guys, it might be a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius that's affecting the dynamic of this reading. And it is your power, your vitality, certainly your willpower, your self-esteem, your confidence. All of those things come into play whenever the solar plexus is coming through in a reading. And if there's an imbalance there, that's an area for you, Gemini, specifically, that needs addressing and that needs healing at this time. So pay attention to that for sure. But I feel here that there is hope in the situation. Again, if it seems impossible, change your perspective and just allow the universe to step in and create some of these changes for you. You know, you need to do and implement some changes on your own, but the universe can help you out as well, as far as a potential reconciliation here between you and this person. Yes, there's a barrier. Yes, there's a blockage here. But there's also love and desire and chemistry and love. It might actually be that love that can manifest all you desire here and allow your wishes to manifest the way you're wanting, Gemini. You know? So make a wish. It might just come true for you. All right, guys, so that's where I'm going to leave this reading for you, Gemini. I hope whatever part of this reading resonated with you, that it gave you the guidance that you needed to hear at this time. All right, guys, so that's it for now. Thank you so much for tuning in. And again, if you're interested in a private reading, all of that information is down below in the description box. Thank you guys so much for being here, for tuning in, and for spending this time with me. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care, Gemini. Bye-bye.